All right.
Well,
Let's go.
You again.
Okay. You want me
Don't.
My name is Tony. This is Youth Pastors in Cars Getting Donuts. Today's a special episode. We have a special guest with us, Pastor Kyle Veach.
Oh man.
View Church.
Woo!
Clearview,
Special.
Washington. What we are doing today on this episode is actually unique. We will get donuts at some point, but we're actually going to go drop off a hot meal to a gal in our church. She's a nurse. She's been working countless hours. Has not really gotten to have good food
Oh
yet.
my gosh, you just cut off a Prius.
Wow,
Fine,
a Prius.
Fine. It's just a Prius.
Oh my gosh. That's not good.
You know, every youth pastor and their mother has driven a shuttle before.
They're gonna passively aggressively be mad at you.
That's gonna be a Yelp comment.
Thankfully
I'm glad
it
this is
doesn't say
Ventures
Venture
Man,
Church.
not View Church.
And it says venture on the side of it.
It's fine. It ain't my first rodeo.
We got to point. I want to point out that this is a 2009. What is it?
E450.
A 2009 E450 airporter.
Yep.
There is nothing more appropriate than youth pastors to drive in than an airporter, because we have all spent way too much time driving these things.
Every youth pastor's driven one of these and never been trained to drive one of these. every single one of us. Like
And the other thing is, we've all had them break down.
one on the pass.
And
on the pass, yeah.
And had to call our senior pastor,
Yeah.
who was like, "So fix it."
Fix it.
Was there any money to get it fixed? No. If it was in your budget.
And then you're like, hey, do you think we could rent buses? No, you can't rent buses. Fix it.
No one
Every
knew
time.
that. No one knew that as a youth pastor, you were gonna also have to learn how to be an auto mechanic.
Oh,
You know,
yeah,
like
yeah.
who knew?
There's a lot of things on that list that I'm like, you know what? My communication degree at Northwest did not train me to run a church through a pandemic.
So one of my favorite stories is my very first job at Bethany. I was informed I had a choir, first off, youth choir, and I was informed I was in charge of a youth choir tour, so I plan it, and the church had vans, and in the middle of the youth choir tour, the vans break down. Like one of them blows up, and I called my boss, and I said, hey Rob, I need to get rescued, what do I do? And he said they had to have a deacon meeting to get it approved to actually get the van fixed so that the teenagers that were stranded in Death Valley, California could get home. And then when I got home, I was supposed to show gratitude for them approving it. I'm like, you forced me to do the choir, forced me to go on a choir tour, gave me a van that broke down, and it's my fault it broke down, and you almost just left us there. I'll never forget it.
We might not want to tag Rob on that part of it.
I love Rob Carlson. He and Glenda Joe
Still real story.
the greatest bosses I ever had, but he did do that.
Oh, that's so funny.
You know, last year we were taking the kids down to Renton for a conference, and the conference got done late because Benny Perez was preaching. So he went an hour past the clock. We got done at about 11:30 at night, and the shuttle slowly died on the freeway.
I remember that.
At
night.
1 in the morning, I'm stuck with 16 kids in a shuttle. At 1 in the morning, nobody's answering their phone.
You know why it broke down?
Why?
Because your students didn't repent.
Right.
They would have responded to the altar call
Yeah,
later.
they would have. They didn't go up front.
They didn't go up front.
They didn't.
That's your leadership then. Don't play fans.
No, it's Gen Z.
What are you doing?
The seatbelt's not working.
Again, this is not his first time in one of these. Only you would know that the seat could do that.
So I found some red liver.
Tony's driving and Morgan's putting his seatbelt on. That
Yeah.
should probably be a hint.
Yeah.
Since you drive with Morgan.
I've hung out with Tony a couple times.
Hey, PB, how many times have you been in this actual shuttle?
I'm gonna say 0.
He paid his dues. He's not
Who
a
is
pastor
this
anymore.
seatbelt for?
How about this? I paid for this shuttle. I paid for this, but I don't think I've ever been in it.
Okay, boomer. Hey,
I am a Gen Xer.
oh, sorry. Pastor Brandon, can I confess something to you?
Please.
Oh, great.
Confession's a gift, okay?
Only with Kyle here.
In 2018, I moved from my condo to my house, and I didn't have a truck.
Oh, please.
I used this
Absolutely
baby
you
to haul a
did.
couch.
Is that why it smells so
I
bad?
felt so guilty, and I
You feel guilty?
I called the exec pastor, and I repented, and I offered to pay for gas. He said no.
Which exec pastor
It was
it?
Paul.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I know the season of my church based upon who was my exec pastor in that season. So one of my, speaking of taking things from the church without asking.
Yeah, because everyone's done it. Everyone's done it.
Hey, I brought back the pressure washer.
I'd like to.
Everyone's
still
done
back there?
Dude, it's been
It's right
2 years.
Hey, I remember when you guys were tearing the building down,
It's
and I go, but you got someone homeless living on the property. He goes, no, that's Morgan's van.
Hey, I sold that van.
No, you
Wait.
sold it?
Yeah, I sold it.
I thought someone homeless was living on the campus when it was the dome, and it was yours.
My favorite thing about that van was somebody called the church and went, oh, somebody tagged the church's van. And so I run to the church and I see the church van. Two things.
Yeah.
Number one, I'm like, why is it so trashed? And somebody tagged it. So I called Morgan and his comment was, no, that's my van and it was already tagged.
Like it's normal. Hey, one of my favorite Morgan stories, we went to college together when I graduated Northwest in 07. Nicole and I went to college together,
Okay,
and
he
I thought the whole time, until like last month, that he went to college with me, and it was just, no, he just hung out there all the time. Played intramural sports, saw him on the basketball court, just see him in the cafeteria, not even a student.
No.
Not even a student.
Sat in classes. I feel like I was in the yearbook. Went to the floor retreats. I remember.
Unbelievable.
You were in the yearbook?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Intramural sports.
You were Van Wilder.
So I went to
Van Wilder.
I went to Northwest for 4 years. I was a professor at Northwest for 6 years, and more people connect Morgan and Northwest than they do me.
Absolutely.
Hey, duck or die, baby. Duck or die.
Hey, we used to have we had a cat. We lived on campus in the apartments, and you're not allowed to have any cats or anything.
I tried to sneak a cat in the campus.
So we did, but we named our cat Don Argue, President Don Argue. So all the time we tell students, you'll never guess. Woke up this morning, sitting on my couch, Don Argue. Well, so years later, his son, Dr. Argue, now goes to our church. So I'm preaching at something, and Dr. Argue is there, my old president of Northwest, and I go, hey, Dr. Argue, I have to tell you, I got a story to tell you. I got a confession. He's like, what? I go, when we were in college, we had a cat named Don Argue. He goes, he starts dying. I'm glad he's got a sense of humor. Starts dying laughing. He goes, I'm so glad you told me this. I've heard it as a rumor. I didn't think it was true. And now the guy who had that is my son's pastor.
Oh my god. That's so.
I got caught with a cat and lost my security deposit.
We didn't lose anything, but the cat did die.
PB, you don't strike me as a cat. As a
Don died.
The cat Don.
Oh.
Don died.
Oh no.
I think I'm going to name every one of my animals Don Argue.
Oh.
Absolutely. That's a strong name.
That is a.
You think we should get a church cat?
No.
No,
unless
not
it's
let it.
unless it's a feral cat. Don't
No, that's what I'm saying. Not let it in the building, but like set out food for it outside.
Yeah. I mean, that's basically what you do with the youth pastor, though. Like, it's no different. Put food out there. Tony will eat it. We're good. Drive the van.
Yeah, no, I didn't get a parsonage. That's why I was kind of bummed when I signed up for this gig.
That's a thing of the past. Notice the new building does not come with a house.
No, doesn't come with a house. I don't get the food bank. Nothing.
We do have the storage closet upstairs.
You could sleep in the airporter.
Hey, my buddy took a church up north. Shows up, parsonage next door. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning after moving his family up. He walks into the church building, looks around. He's so proud. All of a sudden, he hears something in the church, and he's like, "What the heck is that?" This giant man comes around the corner, like ready to fight him. Like, "What are you doing here?" Once they start exchanging conversation, they realize he's the youth pastor of the church, and he's living in the church. But the church hasn't had a pastor for 6 months. He got evicted from his place and just moved into the church, and they didn't know they got a new pastor.
So
He's just living in the building.
Just like this homeless man.
This is first day senior pastoring. He's got a homeless youth pastor.
So
Did he ask for his job back?
He was relieved shortly.
okay.
Kyle, tell us your last episode. We talked about most embarrassing youth pastor moments.
Yes.
Tell us about yours.
So I'm preaching at a conference. Shout out Matt Harder. Shout out Baraka. And I'm
Camp
Baraka.
Wow.
Hey, Barack.
Camp Baraka. It's where I got baptized.
Wow.
My mom's still mad at me. I didn't call her, didn't tell her, got baptized. She wanted to watch
get baptized again.
Nah, I'm not going to do it. Now I just baptize
We are
people.
charismatic, so we can get baptized a bunch of times.
We can do it in a shuttle.
Oh, that I'd get baptized by Tony in a shuttle.
You're welcome.
And so I'm preaching at this conference, but I'm not feeling well. And you know how like you're getting sick, and then you're like, no, I'm a little more sick. And by the time I get on stage, I'm like, no, I'm full blown sick. So I'm preaching my heart out to, like 120, middle schoolers, high schoolers, whatever it is, and I'm going, and then all of a sudden, I'm closing, I'm landing the plane, I'm as Pentecostal as it can get, everybody's standing, the band's vamping behind me, the smoke's like coming into the scene, and all of a sudden I'm like, and you can hear it, and I just hand the microphone to Matt and just sprint to the bathroom and just throw up everywhere. Everywhere. The worst part of it, maybe it's not that embarrassing, because I come back and Matt goes, that was amazing. I go, what? I go, I stopped mid-sermon. And he goes, wait, what are you talking about? And I go, I stopped mid-sermon. I just went to the bathroom and threw up. He goes, I want to know. So maybe it's embarrassing that the preaching's so bad they don't know when I'm actually done.
No, you preach so well, you casted a demon out of yourself.
Oh, man. Well, great afterwards. Probably went to Applebee's. Youth ministry.
Dude, that's a whole nother reason to throw up right there.
Oh.
Wonton tacos.
Wonton, but we've all done it. Boneless wings, also known as nuggets. Don't boneless wing me. It's a nugget with.
That's a good point, actually.
Yeah.
How long were you a youth pastor?
4 years, 4 long years. Yeah, 4 long years.
So last time I was talking about the 2 different types of youth pastors. That there's the ones that did it because that was what you did right when you're at a Bible college, but you waited to get a real pastor job. And then there's the other ones that they wanted to do it, and they had to simply quit because they couldn't afford to be a youth pastor anymore.
Yes.
Which one were you?
By far did it to not do it anymore. And I loved it, and absolutely. But I did my 4 years, served my time. But I graduated from college and I went into sales, and then I went into youth ministry, and so I got into the game a little bit later, a little bit older.
Wow. So if you went into sales and you were a youth guy, were you selling shoes?
No. Worked for the Portland. I worked for the Portland Timbers.
Really?
For 4 years,
What?
yeah. I was selling tickets.
Timbers. I don't like anything Oregon.
No.
Oh. I like the Portland Timbers and the Blazers because they sold my Sonics, so I can't like them.
I do like the Blazers.
So yeah, worked for them for 4 years, and then moved up to Stanwood, was a youth pastor for 4 years, and then at 29 took our church.
Wow.
But I knew I was directing summer camp, and I was coming home, and Kara's like, "How do you feel?" And I go, "I feel like we're done with this. I feel like I'm done."
Sir.
I feel like I'm done. Not that youth ministry is a prison, but some would say that it is.
I get people asking me, like my guys, they'll ask me all the time, so do you miss speaking at camps? No, not at all.
Dude, I still do a lot of camps and conferences and stuff like that. I absolutely love it that I preach at it and you pastor it. That's what I say. I'll preach, you pastor the kids.
I can't handle staying at campgrounds anymore.
I
can't handle the speakers' cabins.
No. Oh, the speakers' cabin. It sounds great. You're on your first time preaching at a camp. You get there, it's moldy.
Dry, but moldy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, when the place that I'm staying is worse than my dorm at Northwest
Absolutely.
University, I refuse.
Absolutely. So many. There's camps locally that I've preached at for 4 nights in a row, and I'll just drive home. They're like, no, we got a place for you. I'm like, no, I know you do. I'm just going to drive home. I'll come back anytime tomorrow as long as I don't sleep here.
There came a point, like when I was in California, I just finally started telling the guy, hey, don't worry about it. I don't need a speaker cabin. I would just go stay in a
I'll just go stay in a hotel. I'll pay for my. I'll lose money on this thing.
And they'll be like, no, we're gonna actually have you stay with the high school kids. You don't have to stay in a cabin with the junior high kids this time. Now I'll go stay in my own room.
This is the first year that I spoke at camps with a child.
Oh, different.
I mean, very different. But I felt worse for my wife than anyone because she just gotta like take care of her the whole time. And you get no sleep.
Oh, you no sleep.
Like you get no sleep at camp in the first place, but then with a child, you really get no sleep.
We did it one time up just outside of Yakima. Shout out Nick Wallstead. And I'm out there and I'm preaching at this camp. And the first night, Kara left me at 1 o'clock in the morning with Boston, who's probably like 6 months old at the time, to go get a hotel room.
Oh my.
And they were like, no, we need you to stay here. And Kara left and stayed at a hotel for 3 days with Boston. And I stayed at this campground. It's just snowing and freezing and it's miserable.
So there was 2 summers in a row. I did all of the summer camps for the Northern California district. I just had twin boys. My daughter was 3 or 4. And I would spend the entire summer away from my wife because she refused to stay at a campground.
Die smart. She's smart.
7 weeks of camps by myself.
Oh, yeah. Hey, but it's a great way, man. I had to buy a new car. I did 9 camps one summer and like 14 weddings. Bought a new car. Supplemental income. It was a Prius. Don't get too excited.
You know my record for one day.
And it was 10 years old. So it's not like I'm getting paid a lot. Okay.
Hey Tony, where are we going, bro?
Yeah, the apartment's right there. I gotta find parking. I don't know where to put this thing.
Right here. We're fine.
Just parallel parking.
Oh gosh. Sorry.
Look, if no one's using that church parking lot.
This is exactly how youth pastors take care of the church's airporters. Driving over curbs.
Pull in here. We're fine.
I'm gonna make this.
No one's using this.
Here.
Yeah, all churches are shut down. Park in the Lutheran church.
Hey Tony, social distancing is for people, not cars.
Oh, hey buddy!
Why are you FaceTiming children?
I'm driving the shuttle
We've totally
with
lost
Uncle
control
Boo Boo.
of this. Tony is driving and on the phone at the same time.
And within 6 feet.
For something that is going to be primarily watched by teenagers.
I'll be right back. Let me go drop this off. Oh! Sorry.
Would you like footage of this?
Tony, with the keys.
Tell a
we do
funny
lot
Tony
of...
story.
Oh yeah, while he's gone.
Yeah.
Funny Tony story.
Okay, one of my favorite stories about Tony, besides the fact that he's constantly hurting himself, was didn't he like dislocate his knee or tear his ACL because he turned bad by sitting in his chair at work?
Yeah. He stood up.
He stood up. That would have done.
So I have and my right arm is titanium. After 6 surgeries from a high school football injury, he tears his ACL standing up too fast.
Okay, favorite Tony story of all time. We're at Owen Mather's bachelor party. Shout out Owen Mather. And all the guys we're at Owen's cabin, and Tony and everyone is out on the dock hanging out. You know, everyone's just kind of messing around, and we're like one at a time, like polar plunging because it's like the winter, and so we're polar plunging, and Tony's like, I'm not doing this. Tony leaves. 10 minutes later, totally everyone's still on the dock. Tony comes out in a women's wetsuit.
Was he being funny or is he being serious?
Dead serious.
Was this built like Tony right now or pre?
This was pre. Oh. This is pre. And Tony comes out ready for my polar plunge. Jumps in the water, arms flailing out, lands in the water, and comes up out of the water flailing with one arm, like little Nemo, you know, like just like trying so hard to swim. We're like, Tony, what are you doing? Tony, what are you doing? And he's struggling so hard, and Owen has to jump in after him. He pulls him out of the water. Tony had dislocated his shoulder from the impact of the water,
from jumping into the water.
In a women's wetsuit.
Have you guys ever... Okay, real quick. Has anybody ever seen the movie Unbreakable? Starring Mr. Glass? He's Mr. Glass.
Okay.
Oh.
Good.
All right, buckle up.
All right, hey, Kyle, what's your favorite Tony Matar story?
Oh man.
That's what I come back to?
Well,
are we getting donuts?
Oh,
sure.
Okay, we better.
I'm noticing this. Morgan, do you own a velour suit? That beard, that backwards hat and sunglasses, if you ever thought about being a mob boss. Or just like offing people. Like you would run like a laundromat, you would
like a black Puma.
Yeah, a Puma velour suit. I would be very intimidated by you.
The benefit for Morgan, though, is he fits in every setting.
Yes.
So, because he fits with all, like, the 20-somethings, but, like, so we just spent a week in Vegas with a bunch of, like, guys in their late 40s, and he just, like, looked like us. It just fit.
That's it. You know how to 40-year-old.
40-year-old.
It was wild if we were all in Vegas at the same time.
I know.
Were you guys at all nervous?
Well,
favorite Tony story?
I don't think I have a good Tony story other than...
I haven't done anything dumb.
He hasn't done anything around me.
It's careful. I'm on good behavior when I'm with friends.
Absolutely. You know, he's all about honor culture, so I just get honored the whole time.
The worst thing Tony has done is drive over a curb at the airport with you in the car.
It's not the only thing I've driven over. Why'd it get so quiet?
Where are we going?
I want to get donuts.
Hey, don't forget you gotta drop me off my house too.
Yeah.
How'd you get to the church?
I walked my dog.
Where's your dog?
My wife took him.
And where did your dog?
Afterwards,
Last walk, huh?
I locked my dog in my office.
That kid just threw a rock.
That kid just threw a rock
That kid
at
just threw
us.
a rock at us.
Are you serious?
That kid
Hey.
just threw a rock.
This is early on hate crimes.
Oh, proving how Morgan fits in every setting. If we turned around and Morgan got out of the
absolutely.
way, that kid
He's a mob. He's
he
an awful.
would wet himself and run home to his
It
mom.
wouldn't just be wet.
Hey, I did knock somebody out once. My only
With your
punch
fist?
Butch. One punch Butch. You ever heard that story?
No, tell us.
Where'd you grow up? Spanaway? Like what?
Worse. Shoreline.
Wow, home of the Dolphins.
Home of the Dolphins, baby. So, getting off work late one night at Grinders. Grinders also just shut down.
Terrible.
For good?
Yeah, really not a good name. Sandwich place.
Thank you.
Yeah, good sandwiches.
Not an app.
You know I
Hot
used
sandwiches.
to. You know I used to own a sandwich place.
You used to own a sandwich place?
Better story.
I owned the Blimpie in Mill Creek.
No, you did not.
Yeah.
You franchised.
I owned it into the ground, which is why it no longer exists.
But owned it nonetheless.
Worst decision I ever made. But let's finish this bad story.
Yeah.
Okay, so getting off work late one night, walking to my car, parked on the street, and walking over to my car, and literally out of nowhere, out of the blue, somebody comes from behind me and shoves me on the ground, punches me in the face, and says, "Give me your wallet," with other...
What did he say?
They weren't that kind about it.
Yeah, no, they... Sir,
Give me a
could you please... No, just absolutely throttles me, knocks me on the ground. So I'm literally on the ground, getting up, punches me again in the face. And it's in this moment I'm just like, I can't believe this is happening.
Yeah.
And we just talked to John Bohr down in Vegas, who said something that I can so relate with. I'm a pretty calm person, but if I get punched or like, if you come at me physically, it's just like rage mode.
You're ready.
Or
Out
if
of nowhere.
Or if the children's pastor makes him mad in a staff meeting.
Maybe. So, literally, in one motion, this is like, it was like Jesus was in my fist. Not a fighter, I'm a lover. One swipe, I turn around from the ground, one throw in the air, knocked him straight in the face. He drops on the ground, and I'm literally just standing over him, feeling like Muhammad Ali. I didn't know what to do, so I literally just ran to my car and I drove to my church. End of the story. Called the police. Police went there, couldn't find him, came and did an interview at the church. My pastor asked me one question when I came to the church. He said, "Morgan, did you take his wallet?" That was the question he asked.
That's it.
Not like, are you okay?
Did you
Not
take
like,
his wallet?
are you are you hurt? Did you take his wallet?
So did you?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Should have.
That question explains why you've tolerated working for me so many years, because that's about the level of compassion I would have shown too. It is the best question though.
It is a good question.
All right, so here's the deal. I had this great idea when I first started the church
Yes.
that I would create a way that I didn't have to have a salary from the church, so I would own all these businesses. Because, I've been told my whole life, everything you touch turns to gold.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it didn't translate out of ministry. So I bought a Blimpie franchise in Mill Creek. I knew it was a bad idea. Within 3 months, I was having meetings with people in a booth at Blimpie. That was how I was doing counseling. 3 months later, it closed down.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's-
now how quickly into the church? How old was the church when
It's
you
like
did that?
2 years old.
Oh my word.
It was cataclysmically dumb.
But why? Blimpies are still around.
Are there?
Was the food good?
Let me put it this
I
way.
haven't seen one for
Everything I
years.
touch doesn't...
Marysville Outlet Mall. There's
My-
one up there.
My anointing is not translated to sandwich shops.
That's
Yeah.
a bummer though, because nothing like a good sandwich.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Nothing like a good. Hey, Northwest Sarducci's.
I liked Blimpie.
Praise God.
I always liked
Oh,
Blimpie subs.
Oh yeah.
Another good sandwich shop.
You're gonna die.
Can't
Well,
remember the name.
you're fine.
I don't know.
What's the worst case scenario? You can see Jesus sooner than we expected?
Tony, what's the name of that sandwich place over by Meadowdale?
I spent a lot of time with Jesus.
What?
I don't need to see him.
What's that sandwich place over by Meadowdale?
Tub Sub.
Oh, Tub Sub. Oh,
Tub Sub.
you get the
Phoenix.
You get the Phoenix.
Yep.
Come on,
Phoenix.
that spicy cranberry sauce.
Yeah.
Praise
yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Are you texting and driving?
Just my wife.
My word, you're on camera. You're a terrible
I'm not-
example. You're
I'm
a
not a
terrible
stoplight.
example. You're a terrible. You FaceTime, you text.
It was a baby. He FaceTimed to say hello to me.
So, life's a series of disappointments. Hang up on them, get used to it. Okay? We're all going through difficult times.
It's true. That poor kid has no idea what's happening in society.
Oh, he can feel it.
This video is gonna post, and Tony's gonna get sent a ticket in the mail for
Absolutely. I hope
driving
so.
while FaceTiming.
Where's what donut place? Are we going back to Top Hat?
Yeah, I think they're the only one that I can clear it with the shuttle. Because I don't know if this thing is, I think this is probably, 8 feet, 9 feet?
Really curious to see what Top Butt does when this thing pulls up.
I'm totally ordering out of this window.
Ma'am?
Ma'am, I'd like a big donut.
I want to get the pink feather boa again.
Is it good?
Yeah.
I
What
got
was the lemon thing? The Lemon Valley girl. That would be Kyle. Kyle is the Lemon Valley girl.
I already married a blonde. I'm good. I don't need that donut.
As for the biggest one, and they gave me just a plain glazed donut.
It's actually insulted you by doing that.
Well, you don't need. No, it's your job to pick your donut, not her job to pick your
Couldn't
donut.
see him.
Do your job.
I guess.
That's not her. That's not on her.
I guess you're right.
You think we're gonna get locked in?
Oh, wow. Let's check.
Yeah, Jay Ansley, he should be online right now.
4:30.
I was really expecting it, and then I was home all day with my 10-month-old, and I thought I'm okay if we don't get locked in. I'm okay.
Is it gonna happen? If it does, let's set some goals.
Goals?
What are you gonna accomplish? Okay. Say we're locked in for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
What are our goals?
I'm gonna learn to cook.
You don't know how to cook?
I don't. I've been learning through TikTok.
Hold on, you just told me about your big cooking
You've been
expert.
learning to cook on TikTok.
TikTok.
You don't need Gen Z to teach you how to cook. You need an
TikTok.
actual adult.
No.
Julia
it's-
Childs, bro.
Yeah.
I made a pizookie last night for my wife.
That's making a cookie. That's not cooking.
I don't even know what a pizookie is.
It's the cast iron cookie
Oh,
where
good.
the cookie's like kind of undercooked, but it's cooked in a cast iron, and then you put the ice cream on top.
I want you to make me a
It's
pizookie.
divine.
Tony, tell us about your Oreo recipe.
Oh yeah. You want to make a chocolate lava cake? You get a mug. You put 6 or 7 Oreos, and then you dump milk in it about halfway through the mug. Microwave 75 seconds. Chocolate lava cake.
This body ain't built on stuff like that. Okay.
This is the same guy who said he likes veggie loaves in the last video.
You ever had a good veggie loaf?
No.
Have you ever had a good zucchini bread?
No.
You're not living, brother.
No.
You guys remember that episode of Parks and Rec where Chris Traeger makes a veggie loaf for Ron Swanson, and he almost has a heart attack?
It is literally the best thing I've ever had in my life. I've never had a bad date before. Great dates and exceptionally great dates.
I feel like veggie loaves belong on the same territory as like fruitcakes.
100% fruit. Hey, what is it about Jello? But why do old people do this? Jello, and then they put what's the canned fruit?
Oh.
Whatever that canned fruit is,
Yeah.
and then we'll put like shaved carrots in there. Why did my grandma do that? Why are we adding carrots into Jello?
And when they
Only
brought
white people
well,
do
and
stuff
when
like
they
that.
brought
Mexicans don't do stuff
when
like
they bring
that.
it to a meal, they want you to be really excited about
Yeah,
it.
hey,
I brought my
Look
Jello.
what I brought.
Look at And then your mom looks at you and said, "You're eating some of that, Brandon."
Yeah. Why are people so proud? It's pre-made, and all you have is patience, and you can open a box, and
So,
you can make Jello.
You know what?
That's it.
You know what my grandma used to always bring to functions?
Yeah.
Kolach with her hair in it. She was
What?
Czechoslovakian, and she was famous for her kolach. But as she got older, her hair would fall into it.
Oh my God.
So I would get
Did you buy her-
kolach with hair.
Were you guys allowed to do sleepovers as kids?
Yeah.
I grew up in the 80s.
Yes.
Our parents didn't care what we did.
Yeah, no. I would leave and have to just come home.
I could do sleepovers with strangers.
My first night having my license, I took 8 people to the drive-in movie theater and came back at 2 o'clock in the morning.
No, my dad would say, hey, that guy right there, yeah, I don't know who he is. You're spending the night with him.
It was, yeah.
I never knew where I was spending the night. Sometimes I would spend the night at people's houses and refuse to take my clothes off and just lay straight with all my clothes on.
You know what's funny?
This turned into a counseling session.
This got really bad. Every time. All right, here we go. Oh, I think it's the same girl.
She's the only one.
Oh, watch out.
Dude, make sure you don't clip anything.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Is there anything high? Are you checking the height?
Are you checking the height?
There's nowhere to go.
He's got so much more trust than I do right now.
What do you guys want?
Oh my word, this is coming out.
I want a pink feather boa and a Lemon Valley girl again.
Whose budget is this coming out of?
Don't worry about it. We're on a spending.
Let me
freeze.
guess.
Morgan paid.
Let me guess, everyone forgot their wallets.
We're on a spending freeze, mate.
Legitimately, I didn't bring my wallet again.
Oh,
I intentionally didn't bring my wallet.
Yeah, no worries.
Maybe the camera guy has a wallet.
I can't even see.
Hopefully. Hey, do they have,
What do you want?
I'd like a short Americano and a, can I get a maple bar with bacon? Do they have a,
Ooh,
you ever have one of those?
they got ice cream.
I think it's the perfect short Americano and a bacon maple bar.
I don't see a bacon.
Ask the lady.
I'll ask, but I don't see it.
See if she'll make one for him.
Yeah.
You guys got bacon in the back?
Is she there?
I think I want an ice cream.
She said 1 minute.
Pink feather boa,
Okay, Morgan, what do you
This is the
want?
most Vegas order right
Valley
there.
girl lemon.
This is the most Vegas order right there. Those 2 things.
Pink.
Very secure.
I'm gonna get an ice cream cone.
An ice cream.
A little 2 scooper.
This is
That's like
we're
that's
supposed
like
to get
ordering a
donuts.
ordering a burger at a Mexican restaurant. Like you get an ice cream cone at a donut place.
I mean, you know.
You know, did we offer to get the camera guy anything?
Oh.
Do kids still get chicken McNuggets
Brandon,
at
you want anything?
Mexican
I'm good.
restaurants?
I
like my kids
refuse.
did?
I refuse to do that.
Sure.
Yeah,
Your
I'm
kids
good.
aren't
Yeah, they
allowed
do.
to?
They're not. My kids don't know that picky's an option.
Oh.
I love that.
I didn't know that picky was an option. My kids won't know. It's when someone says my kids don't eat that, no, that's a parenting
The
issue,
kid
not a
that,
kid
that
issue.
Tony sleeps with.
We're gonna order a
Hi
couple. I'll get a Valley Girl lemon. Are you out of those?
I'll do the raspberry Bismarck.
He'll do a raspberry Bismarck. What do you want, Kyle?
And a pink feather
bacon
boa.
maple bar.
Okay. Do you guys have any bacon maple bars? Oh, you don't. They don't make those.
Just frost. Okay,
This isn't Frost.
I know.
Should've gone
And then,
frost.
do you have any of the boas? You want pink?
Yes,
Pink boa for
feather boa.
feather boa.
Can I get a lemon? Can you move your head to the right a little bit?
Will you get a pink rainbow?
I'll bring a couple. I'm gonna bring a couple home for my kids. Who's buying? Can I get a? Can I get with that lemon glazed old fashioned?
Do you have a lemon glazed old fashioned? All
Wow,
out.
sweet Jesus! Do you have an
We're
apple
coming to
fritter?
the donut shop at 6 o'clock. I mean, what do you want?
Apple
That
fritter?
explains why I'm
Apple
starving.
fritter? Yeah, we got apple fritters.
Yeah, I'd like one of those.
One apple fritter, please.
And then
I ordered one of those last
you got any
time.
sprinkled donuts?
Do you have any sprinkled donuts?
I ordered that last time for my wife. and
Vanilla
they
or
never gave
chocolate?
it to me.
1 vanilla, 2 chocolate.
1 vanilla, 2 chocolate. He has kids.
And then my wife would probably want a
Man, he's going for
just
Why
a,
don't you just get one for everybody in your church?
just a
and make
glazed
Tony pay?
donut. Well, that's just ridiculous. I'm not gonna do that.
Whatever you want in your chart.
How about everybody in your neighborhood?
Glazed cake. Yeah, get a glazed cake for Kara.
Glazed cake.
For Kara.
How many services you guys running out?
Well, we're just about to launch 3.
No, we're going to be parsing it out.
What kind of ice cream do you have?
Do you have any ice cream on tap?
On tap.
No ice cream.
Oh,
Can we do
no.
a glazed cake as well?
Ice cream on top.
That makes sense.
Morgan, you want a donut?
That's how a youth
Yeah,
pastor.
I'll do a big one.
I don't drink them, AG. Okay, well, a big one?
Yeah, just a big one.
Okay.
You gotta bring movements into this.
Hey, what's on the back of your hat?
You look, yeah.
Church!
It's,
How did that happen?
hey, if that's there, what's on the
When
back of
was
your
the last
what's on the
time-
back of your shirt?
When was the last time Tony cleaned this
And
van?
then I will
Shirt's
get,
good.
Sorry, I'm
All right.
ordering for everyone. Can we also get a, what's
short-
the biggest donut you
And a
have?
short Americano.
Let's do a fritter, another fritter. And then
Order something strange like
She
that.
didn't say it was the
How
Friday
about
last time.
how about this?
You have a
You
chocolate
put the
bar.
team on a spending free.
I'll get a chocolate bar.
Multiple times people were like, "Hey, what do you
fruiter
think we
and
should
a
buy
chocolate
this?"
bar.
What did you get about spending freeze? I go, you can buy it personally. Multiple
Do
times.
you still want coffee?
Yeah, short Americano, please.
I'm fully expecting him to use his own credit card for this.
100%.
That's why you could buy something for everybody in your neighborhood.
Exactly. You asking?
My wife wants a donut now because she saw the recording of this last time, and I said, "What happens if we don't bring our wives donuts?"
Oh, that. And you didn't bring her one?
She said, "Have Brandon pick one for me." It's
Oh,
Pastor
okay.
Brandon.
I will pick for Ariel a. What would sum up Ariel? Double trouble.
Chocolate sandcastle.
She gets a double trouble. Yeah. So, do you have any other goals that you would do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah. If we're locked in, what's your goal?
12-ounce Americano.
I got about 10 fruit trees in my backyard that I need to prune.
What did you say for Ariel?
Double trouble.
And a double trouble?
That's your goal.
Oh,
That should just be like just general life. Like that's not a
Work,
goal.
man. It takes like 3 hours a tree. It's really a lot of work.
Not allowed to go outside. This goal is now null and void.
Oh.
I
I
feel
guess do
guilty.
some
I don't-
puzzles.
I literally don't have one goal for that.
Any cream or sugar, honey?
I got some. What?
No.
I was home for 3 hours today and was bored stiff. Was ready to go back.
We
to
gotta have
church.
goals though. We gotta have like, yeah, exactly. I'm gonna lose my marbles, so I gotta do something.
Honestly, my goal
I'll work
is to
on
finish,
my dissertation.
I want to finish Iger's biography. It's a big book. It's this big.
Why don't you just listen to it?
I was, but now I can't.
Why? Did you quarantine your house, not your
It is really a killer book, by the way.
It is. I'm enjoying them on chapter 6.
One of the best leadership books I've read probably in 10 years.
I'm so done with leadership books, but this is a good one. It's really good.
feel like you peaked as a leader, so you just
No,
didn't read.
it's redundant. Is it not the same principle after chapter 2? Just
That's probably my
beat into
favorite
a
Tony
pole?
thing is to get him hot. To get him hot on a topic, and he'll just his voice gets loud. He starts doing this, like.
Anything makes
Are you gonna write a book, Morgan?
It all melted.
Why don't you write a book?
I've
while
been
we're
thinking
gone?
about writing a book called 10 Things No One Ever Told Me I'd Do in Youth Ministry. Chapter
last
1's
one,
called Scraping Poop.
Something fruity.
Scraping, spraying poop off
Yeah,
balls.
raspberry.
That's chapter 1. Winter
What's the one
Camp
with the
2017.
powdered sugar and it-
Everyone's in their cabins doing great devos, spiritual moments,
Okay.
you know, having all these really powerful conversations. We played, you know, those knocker balls or those big inflatable, you know, they run against each other and just annihilate each other. We're playing with those out on the field. And there's goose poop everywhere on the field, so they're just covered in goose poop. So I found myself, while everyone else is having spiritual conversations, I'm sitting there with a
Hosing
hose,
down.
ice cold water, freezing, spraying poop off balls.
Yeah,
You know what would have been super helpful in Bible college?
Sorry, we're filming a
If
video,
they would have
so,
had an entire class on how to fill water balloons. Because
Mm.
I feel like when I was a youth pastor, especially when I was directing camps, I felt like I had filled at least 10,000 water balloons.
Oh yeah.
It's all about the pink.
Ooh, that is a big donut.
napkins, and there's a ton of donuts still down here if you guys want to start parking these out. One of them's for my wife.
Which one?
I don't know, it's just whatever everyone else doesn't eat.
No. We want to make sure she gets the best.
Well, I got her like a random chocolate one.
Oh, the pink feather boa, that's mine.
Hey, I bet you anything, we're gonna have another baby boom. Little
I
quick-
predicted I would be doing more baby dedications
Oh
in the
man,
history of the church.
there's about to be a COVID, a Corona baby.
2 top names for 2020. COVID and Quarantina.
I believe it. I miss 2019.
I know.
2019 sucked too.
Wow.
I miss 2019.
I had one of the business owners in my church had to shut down their business yesterday and texted me, 2020 is the worst year ever. It was followed up by a dental hygienist that texted me the same thing.
I saw a guy holding a sign that said, if 2020 had a name, its name would be Judas.
It still is not as bad as the year we were building that church building to be.
We got a Yelp review that with a 1 star because they love the church service, love the message, love the worship, but it's clearly not a church because their main meeting space is called an auditorium, not a sanctuary.
So, my favorite.
1 star! Come on! Give me 3.
So, we have a 1-star Google review
Uh-huh.
because somebody came to our church, drove around the church, couldn't find parking, came back an hour later, couldn't find parking, was mad and gave me a 1-star review. It's the best 1-star review ever.
Yes.
People come here.
People come
1
here.
star.
We got a guy start coming to our church. Hey man, what's up? Meeting him out front. Have you been here before? You know, clearly new. And he goes, no, I've never been. I go, what brought you in? Did you hear about it? Got meeting a friend here? He goes, no, I was driving to my church, and every time I drive by this place, there's a line of cars trying to drive in, so I just came in with them.
That's awesome.
This is probably not worth recording because I don't know if I want it on video, but... All right. See you guys. Thanks, Tony, for the donuts. Thanks, Kyle, for coming.
Hasta luego.
Yeah,
Stay safe out there.
Stay 6 feet apart.
Ow.
go on.
Bye, Pastor Brandon.
And you had it there, folks. That is pastors in cars getting donuts.